Are you Team Ayakoji or Ryun? Classroom of the Elite has so many great characters, so I've been dissecting every episode, character interaction, and hidden clue to bring you the most detailed character analysis possible. With the release of the first episode of the new season, I wanted to ensure you have all the insights and understandings of these unique characters. Stick around and I'm about to reveal the connections that will come in handy for the new season release, as well as some potential love interests, so let's get into it. Just as a reminder, there will be spoilers, but if you need a recap of seasons 1 and 2, I'll leave a link in the description below. Starting with Class D, the class full of students that were good enough to make it into the school, but potentially have a defect. We have our main character, Ayano Koji, who strives to be mediocre, even though he seems to be a genius. He's the mastermind behind all of Class D's winnings and passings of all the exams and assignments. And in both seasons 1 and 2, we get to see small glimpses into his past that show him growing up in a strict white room where they studied and trained nonstop. We also find out that he did not get into the school by testing alone. He was referred into this school, and we don't quite know by whom. And I'm hoping we'll figure that out in the next season, as well as see more about this white room and father figure that we'll get into later in this analysis. Next, we have Suzune Horikita, another Class 1D student. She's very smart, but lacks social skills, which is probably her defect. We're assuming that's why she ended up in Class D. As season 2 progresses, we see that she learns the importance of having connections with others. This includes her surprising friendship and connection with Sudo, another Class D student. She also lives in her older brother's shadow of perfection and tries to live up to his standard, which includes making it all the way to Class A. She is also seen as the mastermind behind all of Class D's success because Ayano Koji keeps giving her the credit, which she doesn't seem to have an issue with, but is curious on why. Of course, we have to talk about Kushida, another Class 1D student that seems very friendly and has a goal to befriend everyone. But the reality is completely different. We see her true self when she snaps and is upset that Horikita might know about her past. In middle school, she befriended everyone and loved the attention, but then the stress got to her and she couldn't keep up the act, and she eventually told everyone's secrets. This caused a big ruckus in the school, and throughout the season, we see her work with the Class C rep Ryun to get Horikita expelled. But we also see that she might have taken it a little too far, because by the end of the season, we see that Ayano Koji has made it a goal to now get her out of the school. But the same past that she tries to hide is probably her defect and the reason why she's in Class D. While Kushida caused her problems, Karizawa, on the other hand, was continually the victim, who has a past of being brutally bullied. She even goes as far as having a fake relationship with Class D rep Hirata as a way to help protect her. But she happens to find herself in another bullying situation, and of course, Ayano Koji takes full advantage. He promises that he'll protect her from bullying as long as she does what he says. Now I'm going to just rapid fire the rest of the Class 1D students. We have Hirata, Class 1D's leader. He's smart and he tries to protect Karizawa by being in a fake relationship with her. Then we have Sudo. He is an amazing athlete and he's part of the basketball team, but he's not really that smart academically, and he has a short temper, which makes him an easy target for Class C to manipulate and frame. We also have Keunji, which is the pretty boy, and he's cocky and he doesn't really care about anything and never really wants to participate in class activities like the island exam. Honestly, I'm the most excited to see more of him just because there's something about him. Why is he in Class D if he's so good at almost everything and solving puzzles? We also have Sakura, who is a model and keeps that side of her life private. She's very shy and she tries to help Sudo when he was falsely accused of fighting with some of the Class C students. We have Hasabi, who is in the study group with Ayano Koji and gives everyone a nickname. And of course, we cannot forget about Class D's homeroom teacher, Miss Chabashira, who turns out to know more about Ayano Koji than she initially lets on. Her goal is to also make it to Class A and hopes that Ayano Koji will be the way to get there. Now to Class C. We have the Class 1C rep, Rayun, who is obsessed with finding out who the mastermind behind Class D is. This obsession leads him to torturing Karizawa and potentially getting expelled, but luckily for him, Class D and Ionokoji took the blame for vandalizing the cameras, so none of those actions were caught by the school. And we can't forget about his right hand, his second in command, Ibuki, who we see has really good fighting skills and is probably trained in some martial arts. And lastly, for Class C, we have Shina, who meets Ionokoji in the library over a book. We find out that she wants nothing to do with the classes competing and just wants everyone to get along. And of course, Class B rep Ichinose, a friendly upperclassman who works very often with Class D to succeed in some of the exams. And then we have Class A, which in my opinion, they seem like they probably have more issues than Class D. With Sakai Yanagi, who is one of Class A's reps, she's seen as the go with the flow leader. Her father is also the chairman of the school. She has a condition that weakens her physical ability and she walks with a cane. Next we have Katsuragi, who is the other Class A rep, seen as the more conservative leader. Now, both of these two feud for control of Class 1A, and I don't know how Class 1A is still on top with feuding leaders, but I guess we'll find out in the next season. And lastly, we have Horikita, Suzune's older brother and a student council president until he stepped down closer to the end of season 2, and we don't exactly know why, so I'm hoping we can find that out in the next season. And now we have other potentially important characters. First, we have Chairman Sakayanagi, who of course is the father of the Class A rep Sakayanagi. He also seems to know a little bit about Ionokoji and the White Room. We're not too sure how much he knows of it, and it's also assumed that he might have been the one to refer Ionokoji to the school. And lastly, we have Father. We don't really know his name, but he is called himself Father as the father figure of Ionokoji, who tries to get Ionokoji to leave the school. But of course, the chairman steps in and allows Ionokoji to stay because it is his choice as a student. Now, the connections. Who's the sheep and who's the leader? So when it comes to Ionokoji, he of course has Horikita under his wings, and this is because he gives a lot of credit of most of Class D's success to her, so she kind of just goes along with it. And underneath her wing, she has Sudo, who has a crush on her, which probably does help. And during the sports festival, she talked him into continuing, told him that she believes in him, and ever since then, he listens to her like a little puppy. Next, we have Karizawa, who, due to Ionokoji promising to protect her from bullies, she follows and does whatever he says to. She is useful to him because she's popular and good at bringing the class together. And then lastly, at the end of the last season, we saw that Ryun will most likely become another one of his sheep, another one of his puppets. And this only happened because he beat the crap out of him and then also saved him from being expelled. So that's going to be interesting to see how he uses him and to also see if Ryun allows himself to be used. Now, on the other hand, Ryun had his right-hand person, Ibuki. So my thing is, will we see Ionokoji use Ryun to use Ibuki? He has a lot of puppets going on from the last season, so I'm very curious about what will happen in the next season. And of course, I had to talk about the potential romances and crushes. So first off, we have Sato, who actually asked Ionokoji out during winter break and confessed her feelings and got denied. Like really hard, like crushed. We also have Karizawa, who got a little jealous when she saw Sato asking Ionokoji out and talking to him a little bit more and more, which, Ionokoji's probably not even mad about her having a crush on him because to him, she is now even more valuable because she's so loyal to him. And of course, we have Sakura, who seemed to develop feelings for Ionokoji when she was trying to help out Sudo by providing pictures, and Ionokoji helped her out with the creepy tech guy at the store to unlock her camera. We also get to see her wanting to be around him during the island exam. It was kind of cute. And of course, we have Horikita, who we kind of see her blush a little bit around Ionokoji sometimes, but I'm not really sure if it's just awkwardness or could it be more. We know that they are definitely the main characters and two people that most of us would probably ship together, but I guess we'll have to see for the next season. With season 3 approaching, are you ready for some new psychological roller coasters? Who's your favorite character and what's your bet on the next mastermind move? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite anime. Until next time, bye!